All right. Shalom, everyone. Hope all the brothers and sisters are having a great day. So, momentarily, we're going to start and we're going to be dealing with, we're going to do a response video to a Christian apologist called Cherry Love, who did a video giving correction to us as we discuss some errors that the brother faithful to God did. Not only that, we're going to be talking about Canada Day. So momentarily we're going to begin. Just waiting for a couple of people to get the link. All right. All right. So let's get this started. So let me share my screen. Here's the video. Some may be familiar with Cherry Love, so-called Christian apologist. Did a response to one of the videos we did, giving some correction to another Christian apologist, faithful to God. So in this video, she thinks that she got us caught up on something. Now the video's about 6 hours long, so we're not gonna deal with the whole thing, but we're gonna do a part where she really thinks she caught us. So let's go ahead and press play and see what's going on here.
Now, check this out, sis. This man said that he agrees with this joker saying, yeah, salvation is only for Israel, Pastor Sean. Salvation is only for Israel, Brother Brian. Is that what scripture said? No. Scripture don't say that. Not at all. We're going to get to the scriptures. I just wanted to throw that question out there. I want to get a little bit of more of this because I want you to see what the host of this does, as well as what takes place in the video that he's showing. Okay, because I clipped this, right? And Faithful to God literally drugged this man. Here we go.
So if you notice already, something that they like to do is have self-proclaimed victory statements. And basically what that does is it throws out any of the evidence that was shown in favor to what the defendant is showing you. And then what it makes all of that, it pushes all that to the side. And then the self-proclaimed victory statement will push in a victory on your end. That's all that they do. A lot of them do that, especially this lady here. Hold on, I'm going to make sure.
The book of Genesis. Africa. I'm going to read this. Listen again. The Sojourner. That's why I wanted to pull the King James. Let me pull the King James. Okay. You want the King James, and we're going to read this all in the King James from here to chapter 29. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to the same verse in the King James, right? You caught yourself a battle this one, man. No, I didn't. Yes, you did. Look, let me show you. Let me show you. Deuteronomy 28, and we're going to look at 43, right? Okay. In the King James. Now look what it says. I'm looking what it says. I got my Bible right here. The stranger that is within thee shall get up above thee very high. Yeah. And thou shalt come.
So right now, I'm pretty sure the brother. So she's doing a response to me explaining where I feel like the brother made a mistake, and where Faithful to God is about to make an even worse mistake. And you'll see what she's about to say. So here's me explaining it, and then she's going to respond to that. Brother made a mistake, and I think he's going to correct himself. But anybody out there who's going to be defending the faith, don't ever try to say that these strangers all the time in Deuteronomy or the Old Testament is always talking about Israelites.
Why not? That's what you've been out there pushing. So now look at what he's doing. He's literally, because Faithful is cutting both of them without him even being there.
So again, self-proclaimed victory statements. He's cutting us without being there when the evidence shows otherwise. And then she went on to say, why not? That's what we've been doing. And she puts us all in a category like as if we all teach the same doctrine, when that could be the furthest thing from the truth. We never, at Sharpening Swords, we've never said every time you see stranger in the Old Testament, it means Israelite. I don't think any other camp does that either. I don't know of a camp, or I speak even on an individual level, brothers who aren't part of camps. I don't know if anybody even believes that, or if anybody's ever even said every time a stranger is mentioned in the Old Testament, that's talking about an Israelite. We don't teach that. We know due to context, due to the etymology of the word, when it is and when it's not. And that's what we've been teaching. So I'm not sure why she'd lie like that, or maybe she's just misinformed, but either way. So we never taught Deuteronomy 28:43 is an Israelite. We've never said that. The time, a while back when I first discovered the verse, not that I discovered it, but when I really took in this verse, I knew right away this isn't talking about an Israelite. So for her to make that bold statement, it's a bit immature. Let's keep playing it.
Yeah, right? He already knows this is a straight cut, Brother Brian, Pastor Sean. The stranger that is within thee shall get up above thee very high, and thou shalt come down very low, right? Clearly, this is what? Non-Jew, right? That's why this man literally said what he said. I believe he's going to correct himself. Yeah, don't say that. Why not? Why not? Because that's what you teach.
See, there's bearing false witness again. We don't teach that. We don't teach Deuteronomy 28:43 is talking about an Israelite. We never have taught that. So, most camps I know don't teach that either. So she's just bearing false witness. She's lumping us all together. This particular brother that was defending the faith to Faithful to God, yes, he did make a mistake. We're not taking that back, and it's true. He said it was the white man, or I believe second he said it was the white man. He had his answers all mixed up, but that's why I gave a little bit of correction to the brother. But we have never taught that is, or every time you see stranger, that is an Israelite. That would be silly. Nobody believes that. We don't believe that. So don't lie on us, because bearing false witness is a sin. But I know Christians don't believe you got to keep the law anyway, so I guess it doesn't matter.
But when you actually exegete and actually study the scriptures, as you should, body of Christ, right? It's a straight cut.
So it's a straight cut. It's a very self-proclaimed statement she's making. It's a straight cut. And let's see what she thinks she cut us on.
Because if this is all Israel, stranger shouldn't even be mentioned here.
Again, we don't say every time you see stranger, it's talking about an Israelite. You can't find a clip of us saying that.
No. That's why he ended up correcting himself. Right? He corrected himself probably with the same correction that Brother Faithful to God would have, if he had been up here, would have cut him with. That's why I don't even know, Brother Myron. I don't even understand why he thought that he can correct Faithful. And Faithful is not, mind you, let me remind you, Faithful is not on this channel. He's taking Faithful's video, who had a conversation with another Hebrew Israelite, right? And Faithful is not even there, and both of them are getting debunked. You see?
That's a silly statement. We showed plenty amount of evidence to disprove Faithful to God's claims. We did not get debunked. The brother got a little bit of correction, but ultimately Faithful to God's doctrine, this Christian doctrine that he's just regurgitating, got debunked very clearly, and we're gonna do so again.
See how pathetic this is? This is sad. Same thing that happened with Amiyan and Cyril and RNO. They didn't have to be there. I don't even know why he even pulled the video. He should have just let it go. Right? Now,
and remember, here at Sharp Bring Swords, we won't be making self-proclaimed victory statements. We don't, it just feels weird in my spirit to do something like that. I just want the evidence to talk. That's how we are. We'll say, yes, Christians are wrong. This is not biblical. Yes, but we're never going to say, yo, we whooped you. Oh, we debunked you. Oh, we destroyed you. Oh, we you lost. Like, we don't talk like that. We don't talk like that because it's silly. Like, let the evidence talk. Cherry Love has a bad habit of, self-proclaiming victory statements. Just let the evidence talk. But you can't do that.
I want to show you one more thing before I start the video, right? Look at this. Deuteronomy 28, verse 43. Watch this, Brother Myron.
Bishop.
Shalom. So salute to you, bro.
What's going on? How come you didn't just join in? Didn't let you?
Yeah, you gotta approve it.
Oh, that's weird. Okay, we're gonna fix that later. All right. So I guess you've seen what's going on, right?
Well, more or less, yeah.
All right. So this woman, Cherry Love, is so-called destroying us. Let's see how she destroyed us.
Watch this, Brother Terrence. Watch this. Watch what Cherry Love does.
Watch what Cherry Love does.
Right? I'm going to go over here to let's see what the Septuagint says, right? Remember, the Septuagint, the Old Testament Bible, Hebrew Bible, was translated into Greek, right? Probably 2, or maybe some people say 200 to 400 years before Christ even came.
First of all, what kind of source is that? Some people say. Who are some people? Why are you quoting the Septuagint like you're a scholar, like you know what's going on? Like as if the Septuagint was the original manuscript. We don't agree it's a reference text, but you can't go to it like it's the end all be all and debunk everything by using the Septuagint. That's silly. No scholars will really do that. Anybody serious about the Bible would never just run to the Septuagint to think, okay, this is the end all be all. We don't. That's silly.
Right. So let's see what they put there for the word stranger.
Strong's G 4339. Proselutos. Proselutos.
Proselyte. And what's a proselyte? A convert. A convert.
So I guess that she thinks she got something here. I don't know how this debunks us or how it cuts us. It doesn't, and we're gonna show that.
You see how easy this is?
I see more again self victory statements. That's all they do on this channel, and they really don't deal with the evidence. And we're gonna we agree this is a Gentile or in the sense of a heathen, somebody who is not a descendant of Jacob. We've never ever taught that Deuteronomy 28:43 is talking about an Israelite. Nobody can pull up any clips of us making that statement ever, because we never taught that. And neither have we ever said every time you see Gentile, stranger, or sojourner in the Old Testament, that's an Israelite. We've never made that statement. So you're really bearing false witness. But again, Christians don't believe they need to keep the commandments, so I'm not surprised.
Y'all see how easy it is just to walk all over their stupid doctrine. All of you have the capability of doing it. All you have to do is just sit your butt down and actually study. That's it. And keep coming to these classes, because we're going to prepare you. You're not going to walk away from here unprepared. You understand? Right? Proselyte? So how you going to make this? A question to the Hebrew Israelites. Before I go back to the video, Brother Brian, Pastor Sean, if you want to answer, how you going to make this proselyte? How you going to make that Israelite? So Israel convert.
We didn't do that. Again, we never have done that. So the only person who did it in this whole situation was the brother we already gave correction to, while correcting faithful to God. But we don't for the majority of us, especially the camps, I've never heard anybody say that. So she's lying. You never said that, Daniel.
Right. It seems to me as if she's making a very ridiculous straw man.
Yeah, that's exactly. It's a straw man. It's the exact definition of a straw man. Right. She's creating something that we are not talking about, that we don't believe, something very easy to blow away, and she's just putting that straw man on us. Like, this is yours. You guys teach this, and we're like, yo, get the thing away from me. We don't believe that, and she just pulls it down as if we teach that, but we don't do that. And this is a problem with Christianity. This is why Christianity is worse than crack. Christianity is the beast system, man. That's a terrible, terrible drug.
That's right.
On.
Converting to itself. Does that make sense?
No, that would be stupid.
Come on.
That would be illogical.
Come on.
I feel like Mr. Spock on Star Trek, right?
What you say, Pastor John? Don't start.
How illogical they are. Fascinating.
So let's deal with this quick. Let's deal with what she's saying. How we already know this is talking about a heathen, and how this further proves our point that salvation is only for the Israelites. So let's get that in Deuteronomy 28. Let's see what's going on here. This is I think maybe they're a little offended and emotional because this verse is a devastating verse to their doctrine. We got stranger. We agree that this is talking about somebody who's not an Israelite, right? Stranger.
All right.
Now here's how it cuts them, because these are the curses. Deuteronomy 28 are the curses that will happen to the nation of Israel. And 43 says, the stranger that is within thee shall get up above thee very high, and thou shalt come down very low. So my question, which I don't think anyone's going to have an answer for, is if the strangers, which are the heathens, which we agree, this is not an Israelite, we have never said otherwise, how can they be a part of the covenant if when we are coming down very low, they are getting up above us very high?
Right.
Right? Like, so how is the covenant for you if that's happening? That doesn't make any sense. Like, that means ultimately the covenant is not focused on the heathen. It's not focused on the Gentiles, the non-Israelites. It's dealing with the Israelites. That's why the Israelites will go through the curses, but the heathen won't, as we do. Because the heathen, as you said, Cherry Love, this is a heathen. We agree. What's happening to them when the Israelites are going through the curses? That's the context of Deuteronomy 28. What's happening? They are getting up above us very high. So this is the real cut to what you guys are teaching. There's no answer for this. So yeah, that's why we believe that non-heathens can't be, part of the covenant in that sense. They can cleave. We've said that over and over. We've always believed that. They can cleave, but it's not for them. It's not the main focus. Is not them. Like when the Most High made the covenant with Abraham, he's not thinking about Billy down the road, white man Billy. He's not thinking about them. He's not thinking about anybody but the nation of Israel. Who's this? Myron Edwards in the chat said, "Greetings, sir. Would you consider speaking with Cherry Love on her live right now?" Well, sir, we're not going to be interrupted on our live stream. We're literally doing a lesson, as you can see. We're not just dealing with this false doctrine Cherry Love teaches. We're also dealing with Canada Day, and is it biblical? So maybe we can arrange a discussion some other time. But thing is, Myron, is Cherry Love doesn't like to have like respectful dialogue. She does a lot of yelling. She does a lot of self-proclaimed victory statements. And at Sharpening Swords, we don't get down with all that. We like to have reasonable, calm dialogues and just bring out the evidence. But she likes to yell and say, "Yeah, stupid Hebrew Israelites, blah, blah, blah." We're not really into that. So I don't think it's going to work. If she wants, she could just do another response video and try to debunk this. That's fine. But from my history with her, we have had conversations with her, and she's not very respectful. She's not very calm. And someone who acts like that during a debate or a dialogue, that just means they can't back up. They really don't have strong evidence, so they have to revert to yelling. That's all it is. So y'all can check this out. Myron, I would hope you look at the evidence and be honest and see what's going on here. And yeah, but as far as her, she can do her thing. All right. So do you have anything you want to add on this, Daniel?
No, I think you covered this part pretty well.
All right. So again, the stranger that is within thee shall get up above thee very high, and thou shalt come down very low. How come? I have a question. Let's go to Exodus 12. If the Gentiles can be part of the covenant, why can't they keep the Passover? Hold up. Let's go there. All right. And the Lord said unto Moses and Aaron, "This is the ordinance of the Passover. There shall no stranger eat thereof." Right? There's no contradiction here. 44, but every man's servant that is bought for money, when thou hast circumcised him, then shall he eat thereof. A foreigner and a hired servant shall not eat thereof. In one house shall it be eaten. Thou shalt not carry forth aught of the flesh abroad of the house, neither shall ye break a bone thereof. All the congregation of Israel shall keep it. And when a stranger shall sojourn with thee and will keep the Passover of the Lord, let all his males be circumcised, and let him come near and keep it, and he shall be as one that is born in the land. For no uncircumcised person shall eat thereof. Why is one heathen or one foreigner, one sojourner not allowed, and why is one allowed? Here's why. Because sometimes Gentiles in the Old Testament are Israelites, sometimes they're not. Sometimes strangers are Israelites, sometimes they're not. Right? If you have any precepts you want to add, Daniel, just bring them up. But this is very clear. This is why. So let's not act like it's not a biblical thing, but we don't say every time you see stranger, it's talking about Israel.
Right.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm looking for that verse. I don't know if you know where it is. I believe it spoke about how the stranger they can't even approach the tabernacle of the Most High, or go in. You should recall.
The heathen not coming into the congregation of the Lord.
Yeah.
Well, there's Deuteronomy 23, but we can go. I like this one here. Let's get it in Lamentations 1 and 10. So if they can be a part of the covenant, like on all aspects of the covenant, not just cleave and keep the law and have a bit of a blessing, that's fine. You never said they can't have that, but they're not God's chosen people. Let's get Lamentations 1 and 10. The adversary has spread out his hand upon all her pleasant things, for she has seen that the heathen entered into her sanctuary, whom thou didst command that they should not enter into thy congregation. I thought they could be a part of the covenant.
All right. No, that's a very ridiculous claim, and it clearly, it's clearly a distinction to say specifically these people cannot come inside here.
It's just not for them. That's all. It's not for them. They can cleave. They can have some crumbs. They can have all that. We agree. You know what I'm saying? They can partake in a sense, like we're overflowing in abundance of blessings. They can partake. That's what the scripture literally says. But it's not for them. Like the Most High, why didn't if it was for them, why didn't he just make a covenant with all mankind? Who cares? Like he doesn't care. He doesn't care. He's not dealing with the other nations. Let's get Deuteronomy 4. So Deuteronomy 4 and 32. All right, start from 31. It says, "For the Lord thy God is a merciful God. He will not forsake thee, neither destroy thee, nor forget the covenant of thy fathers, which he sware unto them. For ask now of the days that are past, which were before thee." So notice that he's not going to forsake the covenant of thy fathers, not Ammonites' fathers, not Edomites' fathers, not the Egyptians' fathers, thy fathers, speaking to the Israelites. "For ask now of the days that are past, which were before thee, since the day that God created man upon the earth, and ask from one side of heaven unto the other, whether there has been any such thing as great thing as this, or has been heard like it." Check this out. "Did ever people hear the voice of God speaking out of the midst of the fire, as thou hast heard and live? Is the Most High lying? Or has God essayed to go and take him a nation from the midst of another nation by temptations, by signs, by wonders, and by war, and by a mighty hand, and by a stretched out arm, and by great terrors, according to all that the Lord your God did for you in Egypt before your eyes? Unto thee it was showed, that thou mightest know that the Lord, he is God. There is none else beside him." Right? So check this out. "And because he loved thy fathers, he chose their seed after them." No, not the Gentiles, not the heathen. No, not the mixed multitude. "He brought thee out in his sight with his mighty power of Egypt, to drive out nations from before thee, greater and mightier than that." I thought God loved all the nations, and he's trying to make a covenant with all nations. Why is he driving them out? Why not just give them repentance? Because he doesn't care. "To give thee the land for an inheritance, as it is this day." Right? We are the ones who God has loved. Let me get one more Deuteronomy to show that we are the ones that God loved. Deuteronomy 10 and 15. "Only the Lord had a delight in thy fathers." Only the Lord had a delight in thy fathers, to love them. "And he chose their seed after them, even you, above all people, as it is this day." So how could we say that the Most High loves all people? We can't be lying on the word. But that's what Christians do. That's what Christianity is designed to do, is to blaspheme against the Most High's word and just lie on it.
All right.
right? I don't know what more she has on here. Let's see. See when she gets to the video part.
But my pink cursor is what this dude does. Watch this. Because when Faithful goes to a scripture, he straight panics. He falls apart on his own channel, right? Tweaking scriptures. Watch this. Watch this. You're going to love this, Reverend Sheldon.
Remember the self-proclaimed victory statement. That is how you make it look like you've won a debate when you've really lost.
Watch this.
If you ever go with that route, you will be cut by a Christian. That they will confound you because that's just not true. Especially this verse here. Let's pull it up. The blue letter. So Deuteronomy, but I'm pretty sure the brother is gonna correct himself. I think, if I'm not mistaken. But that verse right here in 43, this actually, what Faithful doesn't realize, this topic of can the Israelites be in the covenant? This verse cuts that understanding that an Israelite can graft in. Let's see.
And then, of course, you had Aaron, the priesthood covenant. But see, he's thinking that he's mixing them all together, and that's what these Israelites do.
Hold on, let's see what they're saying. The stranger that is within thee shall get up above thee very high, and thou shalt come down very low. That doesn't make sense. If these strangers are grafted into the covenant, how are they not going through the curses with us?
All right.
All right, here's the problem. This is where he's messing up. He is viewing these scriptures as there's only one covenant. That's
Hold on, I want to. So check this out, Dan. I want to see how they explain this. Let's take it in.
There's not just one covenant. Abrahamic covenant is not the Mosaic covenant.
That's right.
Oh man, hold up. The Abrahamic covenant is not the Mosaic covenant. Yes, it is, and we're gonna prove that.
There's actually two parts of the Mosaic covenant. One that controls the land. That's the Palestinian covenant. That's what
the Palestinian covenant. Now they're just they're just making terms up. That's sad. That's sad. How are you just gonna make up stuff in the Bible? The Palestinian covenant? Oh man.
Deuteronomy 29. And then you have the law covenant, and then of course you had Aaron, the priesthood covenant. But see, he's thinking that he's mixing them all together, and that's what these Israelites do. They mix these covenants together, but it's clear that the verse that they use in Romans 9:6 says covenant.
He's not even answering. Maybe Cherry Love will, but he's not answering. He knows this is a problem. He knows this is a big problem. 43. There's no way getting around this. You can't make up. To try to get around it, you can't make up the term Palestinian covenant. Like, come on, man. I gotta make a clip out of that.
It's plural. These people don't believe there's more than one covenant. That's what that's his error. He's trying to mix these covenants because he ain't studied, more than likely. Told, just like that word stranger. The only reason the guy that Faithful was talking to is using that verse is because it's the word stranger is Northern Kingdom, because he's been told by the One West Camp that's is Northern Kingdom.
Okay, he's still not answering. He's just doing a lot of talking, but he's not answering. I want to hear an answer.
Yeah,
that's the reason for that. It's their own fault. The reason they had to messed up. But the problem is we studying and we see the word stranger in Deuteronomy 28 and realize they can't get around this verse. So they have to move their doctrine. Now he's trying to show how supposedly the covenant, the stranger, is actually not part of Israel. But they're all part of Israel. They're part of Israel. The point is, these proselytes is someone that is moving towards conversion. If I ain't mistaken, I think it's the third generation of a Gentile can be considered fully a Jew, Israelite.
Okay, first of all, he still didn't answer this verse. I need an answer. Why are the heathens, which we agree the strangers are not Israelites, why are they getting up very high as Israelites are coming down very low if they are part of our covenant? Because in our covenant, there are blessings and curses. I don't think they're going to give an answer for that. But also, he said after the third generation, a heathen can now be considered a Jew. Again, he just made that up. Like, he just pulled that out of thin air. There's no text to back that up, his statement. What Deuteronomy 23 is talking about is the children of these heathen can be allowed in the congregation after the third generation because they will be accustomed to the laws, statutes, and commandments, and they won't be trying to bring in swine on the altar. That's all it means. And if they could all be equally a part of the covenant, how come the first generation couldn't come in and do that? So there's another problem you got to deal with that you just brought up yourself. Why the third generation? If they can all equally just join in the covenant as they want, why they got to wait 3 generations? That means not them, not their kids, but their kids' kids. So we have a problem there already. But again, I want to see if she'll answer this verse.
The problem is he missing the point. The point of the curses is the people that you're supposed to be, they supposed to cleave to you, are getting higher than you. That's the point of it.
All right.
That's right. That's right. I love your style, Brother Brian. That's right.
And also, I want to address what they said about the Abrahamic covenant being different from the Mosaic.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, there's a lot of verses we could bring out. First one that comes to mind.
Which one?
Let's get Deuteronomy 1 and 8.
Deuteronomy 1 and 8. Oh, snap. Yeah. This is Deuteronomy chapter 1, verse 8. Behold, I have set the land before you. Go in and possess the land which the Lord swore unto your fathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, to give unto them and to their seed after them.
All right, now, as you can see here, all 3 of the forefathers were mentioned. So if this is a different covenant, why is Abraham mentioned here? They're saying the land which he swore unto your fathers. That was a part of the promise that he gave Abraham, right? And it carried on through his seed line. Right. You see here. So that's actually foolish.
Right, all the way to, and look at the reference here, Exodus 18, and this is dealing with Moses. It's funny because they say they made up the term Palestinian covenant.
Yeah.
Palestinian covenant. So how is this a Palestinian covenant if this is the covenant that he made with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob? They say, he said the Palestinian covenant was only for the land. Then you have the Abrahamic covenant. Then you have the Mosaic covenant. You have the law covenant. Bro, all these terms you just pulled out of thin air. The land, the law, the covenant is all started with Abraham. Moses it was fulfilled through Moses when he brought out that big, nation out of Egypt, and then he just gave them the same covenant, and he made them sacrifice on 12 altars, just according to the 12 tribes of Israel. And as you brought out, this is the exact same covenant. This verse cuts that theology.
Another cut is this, man. I'll just read it quick. I don't know if you want to pull it up or not, but
which one is it? Get it.
In the book of Luke, 1 verse 72. I'll say through 73. All right.
Luke 1:73. Oh man, yeah.
You can start at 72.
All right. Luke 1:72, to perform the mercy promised to our fathers and to remember his holy covenant, the oath which he swore to our father Abraham.
All right, so that's very clear, man. There's no way around that, and I challenge any Christian to show me otherwise that this is not the same covenant that was spoken about with Abraham.
This is exactly the same covenant, and we got this man up here thinking he knows the Bible, saying he don't know the difference between the covenants. It's all the same covenant. It's all the same covenant, but either way, let's go back to let's see what else they got on here.
People that you
Oh yeah, he's about to answer this verse. Let's see.
Supposed to be, they supposed to cleave to you are getting higher than you. That's the point of it.
That's right. That's right. I love your style, Brother Brian. I love your teach, bro. Teach.
And if Bill showed me something the other day, I think it's verse 10. Go scroll down to Deuteronomy 28, verse 10.
So this, I don't know how this answers that. He said they're missing the point that, okay, so here's what he says. They're missing the point that what this verse is trying to say is the one that's supposed to cleave, which we agree, the stranger, he's getting up above you. How does quoting the verse explain or disprove our point about the verse? That doesn't make no sense. You can't just quote the verse and say, like, for example, if we're breaking down John 3:16 and we're showing why it's not the entire globe, you can't cut us by reading John 3:16 again. That's not how scholarly discussions work. It's childish. You can't do that. So you can't quote the verse again and say that's all this verse is talking about. We know, but we're bringing out a valid point. If they're part of the covenant, why are they getting up high as we're going low? They're a part of the covenant. They should be experiencing the curses. But his answer is he requotes the verse. That's terrible scholarship, but okay. Let's see what else.
Go on up, okay.
Let me make sure it's 10, but there's a part in here. Bill showed me this the other day. It says, stop right there. Make sure it ain't clear. The Lord shall establish the holy people unto himself, as he has sworn unto thee, if they keep my commandments and walk in his ways.
All right, we don't gotta waste our time on this. This is silly. So yeah, that's the point. Let me get a precept I want to. My bad. Let me get a precept I wanted to bring out. Let's go to Mark 7. Let's go to Mark 7. The Syrophoenician woman. Let's see if they can be a part of the covenant. This is actually one sec. Hold up. Salakia. All right, let's do this. Let's see if they can be a part of the covenant. Mark 7:24. And from thence he arose and went into the borders of Tyre and Sidon, and he entered into a house, and would have no man know it, but he could not be hid. For a certain woman whose young daughter had an unclean spirit heard of him, and came and fell at his feet. A woman, the woman was a Greek, a Syrophoenician by nation. So she's a devil. All right, she's not an Israelite. She's a heathen, most likely an Edomite. And she besought him that he would cast forth the devil out of her daughter. So she's bowing down to the Black Messiah. And he says to her, let the children first be filled. For it is not meet to take the children's bread and cast it to the dogs. So everyone knows it's not literal bread. And she's not a literal dog in the sense that she's not we already know, all right? So, but here's what's going on. He's telling her, let the children first be. Remember, she's a Greek. She's a heathen. And the children are the Israelites. I think most Christians will agree that that's what's going on here. And he says, let the children first be filled. It is not meet to take the children's bread. What's the children's bread? What's the children's bread, Daniel?
That is a covenant, man.
That's the covenant, man. That's the laws. That's the covenant. That's the promises. That's the blessings of the Most High. our God promised to our forefathers and their descendants. All praises to the Most High. That's exactly what's going on here. That's the children's bread. So who is it for? What it literally says who the children's bread is for. It's for the Israelites. The children's bread is for us. It's our bread. So it's not meat to take that and give it to dogs. But why? It's not for the dogs. And let's see what she answered. She answered and said unto him, Yes, Lord. Yet the dogs under the table eat of the children's crumbs. And that's what we've been saying. That's what we've been saying. You can bow down and worship at our feet. You can have some crumbs of this blessing, but you can't. It's not for you. So we're not wrong in saying that because it's biblical. It's right here. You can't argue with all your self-proclaimed victory statements and your so-called Christian apologist skills, whatever you want to give yourself. You can't argue with the master. You can't argue with the master. He said the children's bread is not for the dogs, right? So they can come have crumbs. They can get a little blessing. They're still dogs. They're still our servants. And now I like how he responds. And he said unto her, for this saying. What does he mean by that? What saying? What did she just say? For this saying. What did she say? She said, I'm a dog.
Right.
I'm a dog, and this loaf of bread is not for me and my people. So he said, oh, okay. She understands where she's at. She knows her place. She's a dog. She's nothing. For this saying, go thy way. The devil is gone out of thy daughter. You know what the crumb was? This little miracle. Because the devil can leave you and you'll still be damned to hell, according to Christians too. What's a devil leaving you if you're just going to keep breaking the law and you'll just attract 7 more devils? Isn't that a parable? Didn't he discuss that? So this is a crumb. This is nothing, having a devil leave. This is a crumb. Don't matter how many devils leave out of you when you're in chains and bondage under the Israelites. So that's a crumb. That's nothing. Right? So this Yahushua said himself that the covenant is not for the dogs. They can have crumbs. That's what sharpening swords has been saying this whole time. So you can take that as how you want to interpret it, but it is what it is. So other than that, we're going to talk about Canada Day. Let me exit out of this silly video. How silly. All right. So let's go to this article here. Salaki, did you have anything you wanted to add?
Nah, man, there's not really much else to say to that foolishness, man.
Yeah, there's not much you can. There's only so much you can deal with that. But either way, so we're gonna deal with this article here. Cancel Canada Day protests to take place in Toronto on July 1st. So they've been trying to cancel Canada Day. So I guess people are starting to be conscious about what's going on. It says demonstrators rally at Yonge and Dundas. Oh, let me zoom in case somebody can't see. Demonstrators rally at Yonge and Dundas Square in Toronto on May 31st. Oh, hold up. Is this an old article? No, this isn't the one I wanted. No, this is it. Yeah, this is from yesterday. Oh, no. What's today?
Today, the 1st. So yeah, it was yesterday.
Oh, no, this is from yeah. Today's July 1st. So yesterday, my bad. Tripping. So this is from today. I guess this is what they did in 2015. But today, in 2021, it says multiple cancel Canada Day protests are taking place throughout Toronto, downtown Toronto, on July to remember Indigenous women who died in residential schools as of June 28. 50 cities across the country have responded to the Indigenous-led movement. No more calls to cancel Canada Day celebrations following the discovery of the unmarked graves at former residents in Kawasses First Nation and Kamloops that are believed to contain the remains of mostly indigenous children. Today, the lower Kootenay Band said that ground-penetrating radar located the remains of 182 people in unmarked graves south of the former St. Eugene's Mission residential school near Cranbrook, BC. Vancouver, Victoria, Dawson City, Red Deer, Yellowknife, Guelph, Thunder Bay, Pickering, and St. John. Oh, snap. Pickering is right up. It's very close. And Guelph, too, to Toronto, are among the cities to nick celebrations as the hashtag Cancel Canada Day gains steam on social media. So I guess some people are getting a little bit conscious of what Canada Day represents. And in case anybody doesn't know, we'll read this quick. Canada Day is the National Day of Canada, a federal statutory holiday. It celebrates the anniversary of Canadian Confederation, which occurred on July 1st, 1867, with the passing of the Constitution Act 1867, where the three separate colonies of Canada, Nova Scotia, New Brunswick, were united into a single dominion with the British Empire called Canada. All right, in case anybody doesn't know. But here's the thing about that. What I'm sure a lot of people know and are starting to figure out, if they didn't, is by doing this it involves stealing land that didn't belong to the white man. It involved genocide amongst the people, right? And it was some people were even saying today on social media, there's no pride in genocide, cancel Canada Day. And that's a biblical statement, right? And a lot of these Native Indians had to go through what we believe are the curses of Deuteronomy 28. And a lot of them have been through oppression, and now we're going to establish a national holiday on that. So that's why people are becoming more conscious of it and are wanting to cancel. Let's see what the Bible has to say about that. If you have any verses, let me know. I want to bring up... let's bring up... can you get me... we'll go there too. Hold up. King James Bible. We're going to go to Ecclesiasticus 21:8. We'll read this one first, and then we're going to go to Habakkuk. All right, so this is in the Apocrypha. This is Ecclesiasticus 21:8. It says, "He that buildeth his house with other men's money is like one that gathereth himself stones for the tomb of his burial." Right? So that's basically saying, if you're going to try to build your house, build your home, build your nation with somebody else's stuff and on somebody else's land that they purchased, they own, it's like one that gathereth himself stones for the tomb of his own burial. Basically, you're killing yourself because the Most High hates that. And we're going to get that in the book of Habakkuk. So the white man builded their house with the goods of somebody else. So should we be celebrating Canada Day? No, we shouldn't.
All right.
First of all, they're making it a national holiday, and then it's not in the Bible, obviously, that's one. Two, it's based off of evil and wickedness, man. So, yeah, we shouldn't be, look at that. You can't be building your house off somebody else's stuff. But that's what the white man does. He just takes and takes and takes. That's what these heathen do. They just take and take things that are not theirs. Right, let's go to Habakkuk.
All right. That's a heavy one right there, man.
All right, you have anything you want to bring out? How do you spell Habakkuk?
I was actually gonna bring out this one, but
Which one is it? Let's get it now. I gotta find out how to spell Habakkuk.
no, I was saying I was about to bring out the one you're bringing out now.
Oh,
that like directly correlates what you're talking about. But
okay. Which one was it?
that's Habakkuk 2:12.
Okay. Yeah, let's read. We'll read that, and then I want to read the whole chapter. But all right, let's start from verse 1 then,
Okay.
and we'll get to that. Okay, let's not start from verse 1. Okay. All right, start from verse 5. It says, yea, also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man. This is dealing with the heathen nation, the heathen man. He is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desires as hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied. Who does that sound like? That sounds like these so-called heathens, so-called white man. The devil the Bible speaks of, he cannot be satisfied with anything he gets, but he gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. There's a precept, and do you know where it is in First Maccabees? We brought it out last Sabbath about Alexander trying to bring all nations unto himself.
Yeah.
Was that in verse chapter 1?
Yeah, I believe it was chapter 1. Let me see if I can find it real quick.
Oh, here, this one, right? 41.
Yeah.
So this is about Alexander and his kingdom and his servants. It says, moreover, Antiochus wrote to his whole kingdom that all should be one people, and everyone should leave his laws, so all the heathen agreed according to the commandment of the king. So this is a heathen concept to, let's all gather together and be one. It's not an Israelite concept. The Most High has the East Indians in their land. He wants the Chinese in their land. He wants the white man in their land. Well, he wants them extinct now, but before he wanted them in their land, he wanted the Israelites in our own land. He wants the Hamites in their own land. He doesn't want all people gathering together in one, what they call melting pot. That's not of the Most High. You can read Deuteronomy 32. We don't got to go there, but you already know. He gave a portion to each nation, and it was his will. He did that. The last time in Genesis 11th chapter, they all tried to gather together and become one. He scattered them.
All right.
So the Most High doesn't like doing that. That's not how he gets down. Right? So here, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. Shall not all these take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his? That's what the white man did when they came to Canada, and they thought they discovered America. They increased something that was not his. It didn't belong to them. The Most High gave them that land. So why are you taking it and making it yours? How long? And to him that laddeth himself with thick clay, shall they not rise up suddenly that shall bite thee, and awake that shall vex thee? And shalt thou be for booties unto them? Because thou hast spoiled many nations, all the remnant of the people shall spoil thee, because of men's blood, and for the violence of the land, of the city, and of all that dwell therein. Because the white man spoiled many nations, they're going to get spoiled. Woe to him that coveteth an evil covetousness to his house, that he may set his nest on high, that he may be delivered from the power of evil. Who does that sound like? Get me Obadiah 1 and 4 about his, I think it's Obadiah 1 and 4. The one where he says he, tries to exalt himself amongst the stars.
That's Obadiah. Yeah, Obadiah 1 and 4. It says, though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou set thy nest among the stars, thence I'll bring thee down, saith the Lord.
Look at that. It's a correlation of the Edomites. Right now, this is an excellent verse to bring out. So you're combating these wicked holidays, Canada Day, Independence Day, whatever the hell they want to call it. These are excellent verses to rebuke that, right? That's what the Edomite does. He sets his nest on high among the stars. And Isaiah 14 says he'll try to be like the Most High. He's going to set his throne above the heights of the heavens. That's what the white man does. He thinks he's God. That he may be delivered from the power of evil, that thou hast consulted shame to thy house by cutting off many people, and hast sinned against thy soul. For the stone shall cry out of the wall, and the beam out of the timber shall answer it. Now here's that verse. Woe to him that buildeth a town with blood, and establish a city by iniquity. You want to break that down?
Right, that's heavy right there. and it directly correlates to what these devils have done. They built this place, Canada, off of the backs of the people that they took it from, right?
Right. Right. Exactly. So, yeah, woe to them that buildeth a town with blood and establish a city by iniquity. You're literally walking on bones of the natives as you walk through the streets. There's bones, there's, blood, tears, all that. And you're just proud, you build a holiday off of that. It can only be the white man, only the pride of the Edomites, man. Right? So basically, I think that was it for the chapter. I think that now it gets into like graven images. So yeah, is there anything else you wanted to bring out other than that? Basically covered everything we had to bring out tonight.
That's that's the only words I can think of for this topic.
All right. So yeah, with that being said, so yeah, we don't celebrate Canada, don't celebrate these pagan holidays. Actually, let's get one more precept on these holidays. We already know about Amos 5:21. The Lord despises your feast days. Let's get one in the Apocrypha. Ecclesiasticus. I think it is 31. I think it's 33 and 9. Yeah. All right, here, check this out. This is Ecclesiasticus chapter Ecclesiasticus 33 and verse 7. Why doth one day excel another, when as all the light of every day is the years of the sun? By the knowledge of the Lord they were distinguished. What does that mean by the knowledge of the Lord? That means the knowledge that he gave, the laws, the statutes, the commandments. See, those distinguish which days are higher than the others. Not man, definitely not the heathen, right? And he altered seasons and feasts. Some of them hath he made high days and hallowed them. And some of them he has made ordinary days. Canada Day is an ordinary day. Actually, hold up. It's not just an ordinary day. It's a wicked day, because it's a day you proud heathens want to celebrate your colonialism, right? And your enslavement and your destruction and genocide of the native people. That's what this day is about. So it's not just an ordinary day. It's a wicked day. So brothers and sisters, Israelites, right? Don't celebrate this day. It's not for you, right?
Right. You bring that up. It made me remember now. Matter of fact, in the book of Jeremiah, chapter 10 and 2, it said the Lord told us not to go in the way of the heathen and celebrating their holidays. That's part of that. This is for them. These are not for us. We have our high holy days. You know what I'm saying? That's for us. So we need to focus on that and leave all this other foolishness, all this Christmas, Halloween, and so on and so forth. That's for these devils, man.
Right. I'll show you here. That says the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen. Right? So you can't be learning the ways of the heathen. Meanwhile, your brothers got genocided on their own land, and us Israelites, we're gonna go and celebrate that. Can't be doing that. Or you can go to Proverbs. Proverbs 3:31 says, don't envy the oppressor. And we got black people celebrating it patriotically, like they're in the spirit of America and Canada. They're celebrating it. They don't give a damn about their brothers and their sisters, right? So some of them has he made high days and hallowed them. Some of them has he made ordinary days. So we can't be exalting days above what the Most High said. He already declared what's what. We have no power to do that, especially not no damn devil. So I think that's basically it. So yeah, don't celebrate it. And as far as that video we had to respond to, yeah, that's done. They're not gonna have an answer for that. I wouldn't be surprised if they're live right now trying to do a response. I would not be surprised. Let me see. Yeah, I think they're alive. They're probably doing it now. Either way. So yeah, with that being said, thanks for tuning in. Anybody who could make it. Daniel, you have anything you wanted to add?
Nah, man, that wraps it up, man.
All right. So with that, shalom to everybody.
All right, shalom.